Tonight, a fierce debate over what can and cannot be discussed in public schools. The topic, gender identity. Politics playing a central part in that debate. As part of our Crisis in the Classroom series, the National Desk Chief Political Correspondent Scott Thuman has the new poll numbers and reaction.
Voters this November are driven to the midterms by divisive issues from the economy to crime to abortion rights, but also top of mind education. More specifically, a fight over what educators can or should teach in the classroom.
Education today, sadly, is far different than education was 20 or 30 years ago when sex ed was introduced at older ages. Now the kinds of issues and the kinds of lessons that are being pushed are at very, very young ages and often with extremely graphic and sometimes disturbing content.
A recent New York Times poll shows when asked if teachers should be able to provide instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity in elementary school, an overwhelming number, 70%, were opposed. Only 27 supported the idea.
The progressive left Democrats are trying to put politicians and bureaucrats between parents and their children.
That argument helped elect Governor Glenn Youngkin in Virginia, where he has since signed bills allowing parents to see a school's curriculum.
It's a parent's child, not the state, not government's child.
In Florida, the governor promoted a new ban on lessons about sexual orientation and materials not deemed age appropriate for K through third graders. But to critics, it's discrimination, and they plan to fight back at the polls.
In the next election, your voice will matter.
Insisting the need for inclusivity has grown and must be addressed in what they see as a safe space.
You're letting a kid know that it's fine if you, for example, think you might be gay or you are trans or whatever. So it's really important at that early age to just normalize the kind of full diversity of identities that exist.
The White House, weighing in the past, has called this type of ban on in-classroom discussions discriminatory, saying it's a dangerous trend. But that poll does show that it's voters across party lines who do have a broad concern about what's being taught. Eugene?
And Scott, when you look at these polls and you talk about older students, those beyond elementary school, what do the numbers show then?
Yeah, well, that's where you see a real shift, Eugene. In fact, there are a bit more voters who are okay with having these conversations in classrooms when you're talking about middle school students. And then when you talk about high school, you see a majority, 56%, who say they're in favor, they support this kind of conversation.
Okay, Scott Thuman reporting tonight from the Capitol.